We start off in May, the first day of the second month, and this is a year after the Exodus. And we're going to cover the second year of Israel in the desert. In my book, the whole chapter is Israel in the desert, but as far as I can tell, the events described are either in the second year or in the 40th year, without really any description of the things that went on in between then. So let's get into it. This is not a Bible study. Episode 8, Israel in the Desert, Year 2. Another thing that you'll find starting out here is that I do not do the book of Psalms. I put Psalms into various contexts. And that's not to say that Psalms were written at that time necessarily. But generally, it's that the Psalm is about that time or has been interpreted to be about that time. And if a Psalm turns out to have actually been written at that time, we'll see more as we get closer to David, all the better. And the Lord spoke to Moses in the desert of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the covenant, the first day of the second month, the second year of their going out from Egypt, saying, Take the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel by their families and houses, and the names of every one, as many as are of the male sex, from 20 years old and upwards, of all the men of Israel fit for war, and you shall number them by their troops, you and Aaron. These are they who were numbered by Moses and Aaron, and the 12 princes of Israel, every one by the houses of their kindreds. And the whole number of the children of Israel by their houses and families, from 20 years old and upwards, that were able to go to war, were 603,550 men. But the Levites, in the tribes of their families, were not numbered with them. The second year, in the second month, the 20th day of the month, the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle of the covenant. And the children of Israel marched by their troops from the desert of Sinai, and the cloud rested in the wilderness of Paran. So they marched from the mount of the Lord 3 days' journey, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them for 3 days, providing a place for the camp. The cloud also of the Lord was over them by day when they marched. And when the ark was lifted up, Moses said, Arise, O Lord, and let your enemies be scattered, and let them that hate you flee from before your face. And when it was set down, he said, Return, O Lord, to the multitude of the host of Israel. Psalm 67. Let God arise, and let his enemies be scattered, and let them that hate him flee from before his face. As smoke vanishes, so let them vanish away. As wax melts before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of God. And let the just feast and rejoice before God, and be delighted with gladness. Sing to God, sing a psalm to his name. Make a way for him who ascends upon the west. The Lord is his name. Rejoice before him, but the wicked shall be troubled at his presence, who is the father of orphans and the judge of widows. God in his holy place, God who makes men of one manner to dwell in a house, who brings out them that were bound in strength, in like manner them that provoke, that dwell in sepulchres. God, when you went forth in the sight of your people, when you passed through the desert, the earth was moved, and the heavens dropped at the presence of the God of Sinai, at the presence of the God of Israel. You shall set aside for your inheritance a free reign of God, and it was weakened, but you have made it perfect. In it shall your animals dwell. In your sweetness, O God, you have provided for the poor. The Lord shall give the word to them that preach good tidings with great power. The King of powers is of the beloved, and the beauty of the house shall divide spoils. If you sleep among the midst of lots, you shall be as the wings of a dove covered with silver, and the hinder parts of her back with the paleness of gold. When he that is in heaven appoints kings over her, they shall be whited with snow and Selmon. The mountain of God is a fat mountain, a curdled mountain, a fat mountain. Why suspect you curdled mountains? A mountain in which God is well pleased to dwell, for there the Lord shall dwell unto the end. The chariot of God is attended by 10,000s, thousands of them that rejoice. The Lord is among them in Sinai, in the holy place. You have ascended on high, you have led captivity captive, you have received gifts in men. Yea, for those also that do not believe, the dwelling of the Lord God. Blessed be the Lord day by day. The God of our salvation will make our journey prosperous to us. Our God is the God of salvation, and of the Lord are the issues from death. But God shall break the heads of his enemies, the hairy crown of them that walk on in their sins. The Lord said, I will turn them from Bashan. I will turn them into the depth of the sea, that your foot may be dipped in the blood of your enemies, the tongue of your dogs be red with the same. They have seen your goings, O God, the goings of my King who is in his sanctuary. Princes went before, joined with singers, in the midst of young damsels playing on timbrels. In the churches bless God the Lord from the fountains of Israel. There is Benjamin a youth, in ecstasy of mind. The princes of Judah are their leaders, the princes of Zabulon, the princes of Naphtali. Command your strength, O God, confirm what you have wrought in us. From your temple in Jerusalem, kings shall offer presents to you. Rebuke the wild beasts of the reeds, the congregation of bulls with the kine of the people, who seek to exclude them who are tried with silver. Scatter the nations that delight in wars. Ambassadors shall come out of Egypt. Ethiopia shall soon stretch out her hands to God. Sing to God, you kingdoms of the earth. Sing to the Lord. Sing to God who mounts above the heaven of heavens, to the east. Behold, he will give to his voice the voice of power. Give glory to God for Israel. His magnificence and his power is in the clouds. God is wonderful in his saints. The God of Israel is he who will give power and strength to his people. Blessed be God. In the meantime, there arose a murmuring of the people against the Lord, as it were repining at their fatigue. And when the Lord heard it, he was angry. And the fire of the Lord being kindled against them devoured them that were at the uttermost part of the camp. And when the people cried to Moses, Moses prayed to the Lord, and the fire was swallowed up. And he called the name of that place the Burning, for that the fire of the Lord had been kindled against them. For a mixed multitude of people that came up with them burned with desire, sitting and weeping, the children of Israel also being joined with them, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish that we ate in Egypt, free cost. The cucumbers come into our mind, and the melons, and the leeks, and the onions, and the garlic. Our soul is dry, our eyes behold nothing else but manna. Now Moses heard the people weeping by their families, every one at the door of his tent. And the wrath of the Lord was exceedingly enkindled. To Moses also the thing seemed insupportable, and he said to the Lord, Why have you afflicted your servant? Why do I not find favor before you, and why have you laid the weight of all this people upon me? Have I conceived all this multitude, or begotten them, that you should say to me, Carry them in your bosom as the nurse is wont to carry the little infant, and bear them into the land for which you have sworn to their fathers? From where should I have flesh to give so great a multitude? They weep against me, saying, Give us flesh that we may eat. I am not able alone to bear all this people, because it is too heavy for me. But if it seem unto you otherwise, I beg you to kill me, and let me find grace in your eyes, that I be not afflicted with so great evils. And the Lord said to Moses, Gather unto me 70 men of the ancients of Israel, whom you know to be ancients and masters of the people. And you shall bring them to the door of the tabernacle of the covenant, and shall make them stand there with you, that I may come down and speak with you. And I will take of your spirit and will give to them, that they may bear with you the burden of the people, and you may not be burdened alone. And you shall say to the people, Be sanctified. Tomorrow you shall eat flesh. For I have heard you say, Who will give us flesh to eat? It was well with us in Egypt. That the Lord may give you flesh, and you may eat, not for 1 day, nor 2, nor 5, nor 10, no, nor for 20, but even for a month of days, till it come out of your nostrils, and become loathsome to you, because you have cast off the Lord, who is in the midst of you, and have wept before him, saying, Why did we come out of Egypt? And Moses said, There are 600,000 footmen of this people, and you say, I will give them flesh to eat a whole month? Shall then a multitude of sheep and oxen be killed, that it may suffice for their food? Or shall the fishes of the sea be gathered together to fill them? And the Lord answered him, Is the hand of the Lord unable? You shall presently see whether my word shall come to pass or no. Moses therefore came and told the people the words of the Lord, and assembled 70 men of the ancients of Israel, and made them to stand about the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in a cloud and spoke to him, taking away of the spirit that was in Moses and giving it to the 70 men. And when the Spirit had rested on them, they prophesied, nor did they cease afterwards. Now there remained in the camp 2 of the men, of whom one was called Eldad and the other Medad, upon whom the Spirit rested. For they also had been enrolled, but did not go out to the tabernacle. And when they prophesied in the camp, there ran a young man and told Moses, saying, Eldad and Medad prophesy in the camp. Immediately Joshua the son of Nun, the minister of Moses, and chosen out of many, said, My lord Moses, forbid them. But he said, Why do you envy for me? Oh, that all the people might prophesy, and that the Lord would give them his spirit. And Moses returned with the ancients of Israel into the camp. And a wind, going out from the Lord, taking quails up beyond the sea, brought them, and cast them into the camp for the space of a day's journey on every side of the camp round about. And they flew in the air 2 cubits high above the ground. The people therefore rising up all that day and night and the next day gathered together quails, he that did least 10 cors, and they dried them round about the camp. As yet the flesh was between their teeth, neither had that kind of meat failed, when behold the wrath of the Lord being provoked against the people struck them with an exceeding great plague. And that place was called the Graves of Lust. For there they buried the people that had lusted. And departing from the Graves of Lust, they came to Haserot, and abode there. And Mary and Aaron spoke against Moses because of his wife the Ethiopian, and they said, Has the Lord spoken by Moses only? Has he not also spoken to us in like manner? And when the Lord heard this, for Moses was a man exceeding meek above all men that dwelt upon the earth, immediately he spoke to him and to Aaron and Mary, Come out, you 3 only, to the tabernacle of the covenant. And when they were come out, the Lord came down in a pillar of the cloud, and stood in the entry of the tabernacle, calling to Aaron and Mary. And when they were come, he said to them, Hear my words. If there be among you a prophet of the Lord, I appear to him in a vision, or I will speak to him in a dream. But it is not so with my servant Moses, who is most faithful in all my house. For I speak to him mouth to mouth, and plainly, and not by riddles and figures, does he see the Lord. Why then were you not afraid to speak ill of my servant Moses? And being angry with them, he went away. The cloud also that was over the tabernacle departed, and behold, Mary appeared white as snow with a leprosy. And when Aaron had looked on her and saw her all covered with leprosy, he said to Moses, I beseech you, my Lord, do not lay upon us this sin which we have foolishly committed. Let her not be as one dead, and as an abortive that is cast forth from the mother's womb. Look, now 1/2 of her flesh is consumed with the leprosy. And Moses cried to the Lord, saying, O God, I beseech you, heal her. And the Lord answered him, If her father had spitten upon her face, ought she not to have been ashamed for 7 days at least? Let her be separated 7 days outside the camp, and afterwards she shall be called again. Mary therefore was put out of the camp 7 days, and the people did not move from that place until Mary was called again. And the people marched from Hazeroth and pitched their tents in the desert of Paran. And there the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Send men to view the land of Canaan, which I will give to the children of Israel, one of every tribe of the rulers. Moses did what the Lord had commanded, sending from the desert of Paran. And they that went to spy out the land returned after 40 days, having gone round all the country, and came to Moses and Aaron and to all the assembly of the children of Israel to the desert of Paran, which is in Kadesh. And speaking to them, and to all the multitude, they showed them the fruits of the land. And they related and said, We came into the land to which you sent us, which in very deed flows with milk and honey, as may be known from these fruits. But it has very strong inhabitants, and the cities are great and walled. In the meantime, Caleb, to still the murmuring of the people that rose against Moses, said, Let us go up and possess the land, for we shall be able to conquer it. But the others that had been with him said, No, we are not able to go up to this people, because they are stronger than we. Therefore the whole multitude, crying, wept that night. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron, saying, Would God that we had died in Egypt, and would God we may die in this vast wilderness, and that the Lord may not bring us into this land, lest we fall by the sword, and our wives and children be led away captives. Is it not better to return into Egypt? And they said to one another, Let us appoint a captain, and let us return into Egypt. And when Moses and Aaron heard this, they fell down flat upon the ground before the multitude of the children of Israel. But Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, who themselves also had viewed the land, rent their garments, and said to all the multitude of the children of Israel, The land which we have gone round is very good. If the Lord be favorable, he will bring us into it, and give us a land flowing with milk and honey. Do not be rebellious against the Lord, and do not fear the people of this land, for we are able to eat them up as bread. All aid is gone from them. The Lord is with us. Do not fear. And when all the multitude cried out, and would have stoned them, the glory of the Lord appeared over the tabernacle of the covenant to all the children of Israel. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, How long does this wicked multitude murmur against me? I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Say therefore to them, As I live, says the Lord, according as you have spoken in my hearing, so will I do to you. In the wilderness shall your carcasses lie. All you that were numbered from 20 years old and upward, and have murmured against me, shall not enter into the land over which I lifted up my hand to make you dwell therein, except Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua the son of Nun. But your children, of whom you said that they should be a prey to the enemies, will I bring in, that they may see the land which you have despised. Your carcasses shall lie in the wilderness. Your children shall wander in the desert 40 years, and shall bear your fornication until the carcasses of their fathers be consumed in the desert. According to the number of the 40 days wherein you viewed the land, a year shall be counted for a day. In 40 years you shall receive your iniquities, and shall know my revenge. For as I have spoken, so will I do to all this wicked multitude that has risen up together against me. In this wilderness shall it faint away and die. But they, being blinded, went up to the tops of the mountains. But the ark of the testament of the Lord and Moses did not depart from the camp. And the Amalekite came down, and the Canaanite that dwelt in the mountain, and smiting and slaying them, pursued them as far as Hormah. And behold, Korah, the son of Issachar, the son of Kaath, the son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and Hon, the son of Pheleth, of the children of Reuben, rose up against Moses, and with them 250 others of the children of Israel, leading men of the synagogue, and who in the time of assembly were called by name. And when they had stood up against Moses and Aaron, they said, Let it be enough for you that all the multitude consist of holy ones, and the Lord is among them. Why do you lift up yourselves above the people of the Lord? Then Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab. But they answered, We will not come. Is it a small matter to you that you have brought us out of a land that flowed with milk and honey to kill us in the desert? Except you rule also like the Lord over us. You have brought us indeed into a land that flows with rivers of milk and honey, and have given us possession of fields and vineyards. Will you also pull out our eyes? We will not come. And he said to Korah, You and your congregation stand apart before the Lord tomorrow, and Aaron apart. Take every one of you censers and put incense upon them, offering to the Lord 250 censers. Let Aaron also hold his censer. And Moses arose and went to Dathan and Abiram, and the ancients of Israel following him, he said to the multitude, Depart from the tents of these wicked men and touch nothing of theirs, lest you be involved in their sins. And immediately, as he had made an end of speaking, the earth broke asunder under their feet, and opening her mouth, devoured them with their tents and all their substance. And they went down alive into hell, the ground closing upon them, and they perished from among the people. But all Israel that was standing round about fled at the cry of them that were perishing, saying, Lest perhaps the earth swallow us up also. And fire, coming out from the Lord, destroyed the 250 men that offered the incense. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and take of every one of them a rod by their kindreds, of all the princes of the tribes, 12 rods, and write the name of every man upon his rod. The name of Aaron shall be for the tribe of Levi, and 1 rod shall contain all their families. And you shall lay them up in the tabernacle of the covenant before the testimony where I will speak to you. Whomever of these I shall choose, his rod shall blossom, and I will make to cease from me the murmurings of the children of Israel with which they murmur against you. And Moses spoke to the children of Israel, and all the princes gave him rods, one for every tribe. And there were 12 rods beside the rod of Aaron. And when Moses had laid them up before the Lord in the tabernacle of the testimony, he returned on the following day, and found that the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded, and that the buds swelling it had bloomed blossoms, which spreading the leaves were formed into almonds. Moses therefore brought out all the rods from before the Lord to all the children of Israel, and they saw, and every one received their rods. And the Lord said to Moses, Carry back the rod of Aaron into the tabernacle of the testimony, that it may be kept there for a token of the rebellious children of Israel, and that their complaints may cease from me, lest they die. And Moses did as the Lord had commanded. And so thus far for the second year of the Exodus, some of the later events of the murmuring after they were cursed to stay, it's less clear exactly when they happened, so they could have been later. But when we pick up again, probably tomorrow, we will be dealing with the last year in the desert of Sinai. May God bless you, and may you have a good All Saints' Day.